Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever found yourself in, a new situation,
Hmm.
like maybe a networking event or just standing in line for coffee, and wish you could just start a conversation naturally? Today we're diving deep into the often underestimated power of small talk.
Hmm.
It's really far more than just polite chatter, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a foundational skill for authentic connection, for building real relationships.
Indeed. And I think of small talk not just as filling time, but as a really rapid, informal way to gather those first insights about a person.
Oh, interesting. Like a social shortcut.
Exactly. A shortcut to understanding who they are, beyond just the immediate topic we might be discussing.
Right. And our mission today in this deep dive, we've
Yep.
actually gathered 100 small talk starters. And these go way beyond just saying hello.
Uh-huh.
We're going to give you practical explanations, some context for when and how to use them. The idea is to make everyday English feel, well, less scary and much more intuitive for you.
Which is so important.
Absolutely. The immediate benefit, I think, is clear.
Yeah.
Mastering these simple tools can help you start conversations, build those relationships, and just speak more naturally, like native speakers often do. Let's explore. Okay, so first up, the everyday essentials.
Right.
These are the kind of general, simple questions you can pull out anytime, really, and anywhere. They're your go-to for opening a conversation naturally, not, forcing it.
And they're so crucial because they bridge that initial gap, like social distance.
Yeah.
They let you casually connect with people in almost any public setting.
Like on the bus or at school.
Yeah, or in a store, waiting in line. Perfect when you're meeting someone for the first time, or even if you just want to engage a little with someone nearby.
So, examples. We've got the classic, how's your day going? Just a simple, polite check-in.
Can't go wrong with that one.
Or, can you believe this weather?
Mm-hmm.
This one always gets me.
Mm-hmm.
Why is talking about the weather such a reliable starter?
It's fascinating, isn't it? Weather is just, it's this universal thing we all share, like instantly. So by mentioning it, even something extreme or unexpected, you're immediately tapping into common ground. You're saying, hey, we're in this together. It's very low risk, but it creates that little social bond.
Well, that makes perfect sense. Common ground instantly. Okay, what about, do you come here often? It feels a bit like a classic line, maybe even a little cheesy.
Ah, it can be, yeah. You're right to be cautious.
So how do we use it effectively? Or should we just avoid it?
Well, it's all about context. It really works best in places where people do return regularly.
Like a gym or a coffee shop you always go to.
Exactly, or a regular event. The power there is it implies, oh, we might see each other again, or we share this space. It opens doors to questions like, what do you usually get here? Or have you tried the class on Tuesdays?
Okay. So it's less useful if it's just a one-off encounter.
Probably, yeah, it might feel a bit random then. But in a recurring spot, it hints at shared community, which is nice.
Got it. So these simple phrases, they're not just questions, are they? They're more like invitations.
Yeah, precisely. Invitations for the other person to share just a little bit about their day or their experience. And that's the very first step, really, in building any kind of connection.
Okay, so from the everyday, let's shift gears. Let's talk about work and study, places where many of us and our listeners spend a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Key environments.
So how do we go from just being, colleagues or classmates to actually having real conversations?
Yeah, the goal here is to move beyond just the tasks, the purely transactional stuff. These kinds of questions help you show you're genuinely interested in the person.
Right. Building trust.
Exactly. Building trust, making people feel comfortable sharing a bit more about themselves. It signals you see them as a person, not just, their role or their function.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously the fundamental one is, what do you do for a living? Or what are you studying?
The starting point, yeah.
But I find this next one really interesting. How did you choose that field? How does that question unlock something different?
That's where, like you said, it gets interesting. Because a job title or a major, that's just a label, right?
Yeah.
But asking how someone chose it, that invites their story, their motivation, maybe their values, the journey they took. Humans connect through stories.
So it shifts from data collection.
Exactly. From just getting facts to showing real curiosity about their unique path. And that's a big leap in building rapport, shows you actually care about their story.
That feels like a real aha moment. You're not just asking what they do, but why or how. That builds a much stronger connection.
Definitely.
And of course, in today's world, do you work remotely or go into the office? That's become super relevant, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It taps right into a shared, very current experience. Opens up talks about work-life balance, routines, how things have changed. Lots to discuss there.
Okay, so beyond work and study, where do people really connect? I often think it's through hobbies and free time. What we choose to do, is that where the real sparks fly?
Often, yeah. I think so. These questions about hobbies, free time, they're fantastic for uncovering shared interests. And you learn so much about someone's personality, but it stays light, friendly.
Makes sense.
And when you find that shared passion, wow, the conversation can just take off.
So we've got examples like, are you into podcasts? And explaining into just means interested in, that's a nice bit of casual vocab.
Very natural.
Or are you a morning person or a night owl? That's always a fun one. Tells you about their rhythm, their personality. Often leads to funny stories, too.
Definitely. People usually have strong feelings about that one.
Right. And a super common one these days. Are you watching any shows right now? The sources say this often leads to really long, fun chats about TV or streaming.
Oh, yeah. Binge-watching discussions are a modern staple of small talk.
So what's the key takeaway here for building rapport with these?
It's really about finding that common ground quickly, moving past the surface stuff to something you both genuinely find engaging. Once you hit that shared interest, the conversation practically builds itself. It feels effortless.
Okay, let's broaden our horizons now. Travel and culture. These seem like really fun, engaging topics most people enjoy discussing.
They really are, and they're especially good in, say, international settings or diverse groups. You learn about backgrounds, experiences, even dreams.
And asking about culture. That shows respect.
Absolutely. Respect and curiosity, that's always appreciated. And it really helps foster a deeper connection. It shows you're interested in their world, not just your own.
Good point. So questions like, what's your dream destination? That invites imagination, exciting future plans.
Yeah, people love talking about where they want to go.
Or, what's something unique about your culture? That seems like a polite way to learn about traditions or background, helps build that cultural understanding.
As long as it's asked respectfully, yes, it shows genuine interest.
And maybe, do you speak any other languages? That's pretty direct, but it can instantly create a bond if you find a shared language or just an interest in languages.
Exactly. These questions don't just get facts. They open doors to understanding different perspectives, finding those common human threads, even across big cultural differences.
Okay, moving on to something truly universal. Food and drink. I mean, who doesn't have an opinion on food?
Right. It connects to everything: culture, family, daily life. These questions are perfect for casual settings, lunch breaks, coffee chats.
Easy to talk about cooking, restaurants, preferences.
Yeah, without getting too heavy, food is just inherently social and enjoyable to discuss.
So think about asking, what's your go-to meal? And explaining go-to your regular, easy choice. That reveals habits.
Your default setting.
Or do you have a favorite comfort food? Explaining comfort food, that warm, maybe nostalgic, tasty thing, that invites relatable stories, often emotional ones.
Comfort food taps into feelings, memories. It's a great question.
And a fun one. What's one food you could eat every day? Simple, gets people talking about their absolute favorite tastes.
It's interesting, isn't it? Focusing on food is often quite low stakes, but it reveals so much personality. You find common ground, share a laugh. It's basic, but it leads to really nice personal interactions.
We've covered the practical, the passionate. Now let's talk about nudging the conversation just a little bit deeper. We're calling these light personal questions. Still safe, still friendly.
Right. These are questions that invite people to share a bit about their lifestyle, maybe their emotions, habits, but without getting too serious or private. They're for when you want to go, a step beyond the surface, but gently, not intrusive.
Builds a warmer connection.
Exactly.
Like, are you a cat person or a dog person? Seems so simple, but apparently it often sparks a really fun conversation or even a friendly debate.
Oh, definitely. People have strong opinions about pets. It's a classic for a reason.
Or how about, what's one thing that always cheers you up? Explaining cheers you up, makes you feel better. It aims for a happy memory, maybe a funny little story.
That's a lovely one. Focuses on positivity.
And then, what's the fun fact about you? Something unusual or interesting, great for breaking the ice, especially when making new friends.
Yeah, fun fact is a nice low-pressure way to ask someone to share something unique.
What's really fascinating here, I think, is how these questions, even though they're light, start to reveal the actual person behind the small talk. You get a glimpse of their inner world.
Mm-hmm. Without demanding too much vulnerability. It's building that bridge towards a more genuine connection.
Okay, now we're signaling a bit of a shift, getting into slightly deeper territory, opinions and personal thoughts. Expert, what happens when you ask for someone's opinion? What's the impact?
Well, asking for an opinion, it makes the other person feel valued, like their perspective matters.
Mm-hmm.
It really opens the door for more interesting, sometimes more meaningful conversation. It's good for when you're feeling a bit more comfortable with someone, ready to take things to the next level, conversationally speaking. Shows respect for their viewpoint.
My favorite example in this section has to be, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? It's just fun.
It is. It's imaginative. Leads to creative answers, flying, time travel, invisibility.
Yeah.
You learn a bit about their desires or personality that way.
Yeah. And another one, maybe a bit more thoughtful, what's something you wish more people talked about? That can bring out some really meaningful ideas.
That's a genuinely deep question, potentially. Shows you're interested in more than just surface-level stuff.
Or simply what inspires you. Explaining inspires, gives you motivation, energy, allows people to share what really drives them.
Yeah. With questions like these, you're moving from just casual connection towards sharing perspectives. And that's often where, real conversations start to take root. New ideas pop up.
Okay, let's pivot to technology and lifestyle. This feels very relevant. Tech is such a huge part of modern life. These discussions should feel pretty natural.
Oh, absolutely. These questions tap into how people actually live, how they communicate, organize their day, and honestly, a lot of people enjoy talking about their favorite apps or gadgets. It's relatable.
So, what's one app you use every day? Everyone's got one, right? Relates directly to phone habits.
Almost guaranteed answer there.
Or do you prefer texting or calling? This one can really highlight differences, maybe generational ones. Sparks a lively discussion sometimes.
Definitely. People often have strong preferences on that.
And maybe a bit more reflective. What's your screen time like these days? Addresses a very common modern concern or habit. Can be quite revealing.
Yeah, you're tapping right into the listener's daily reality with these. It makes the conversation feel easy, effortless, because it's so familiar and relevant to how we live now.
Okay, next up. Current topics and trends. This is about, what's happening now in the world, online, in daily life.
Right. Asking about these things shows you're engaged with the world, you're curious, willing to discuss current ideas, even if you don't have super deep knowledge. It signals you're up to date.
Helps find that common intellectual ground, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could ask, what do you think about AI these days? Super relevant. Lots of different opinions flying around on that one.
Huge topic right now. Very easy to get a conversation going there.
Or, What's something trending in your country now? Gives you insight into local hot topics, popular culture maybe.
Nice way to learn something new, especially in diverse groups.
And this was interesting. What's your take on social media detox? Explaining your take as opinion and detox as taking a break. Invites some personal reflection.
It touches on well-being, technology habits, things people are thinking about.
So how do these kinds of questions connect us to the wider world?
Well, by engaging with current topics, you're not just practicing language skills, you're actually participating in bigger, sometimes global conversations. It broadens your own understanding and perspective beyond just your immediate bubble.
That's a great point. Okay, we spent a lot of time on starting and continuing conversations, but knowing how to end one smoothly, that's just as important, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely crucial. It's all about leaving a good impression, avoiding that awkward fade out.
Yeah, nobody likes the awkward silence at the end.
Right. So these are polite, respectful ways to close things off, say goodbye cleanly, leave the person feeling good about the chat. A graceful exit means the positive feeling lingers.
Okay, so some great examples our sources gave. Just a simple, it was great talking to you. Polite, warm, works basically every time.
Can't beat it for a standard closer.
Or this one shows real consideration. I'll let you get back to your day. Especially if someone seems busy. It's gentle, respectful of their time.
That's a really thoughtful one, yeah. Shows awareness.
And finally, leaving the door open. Let's catch up again sometime. Explaining catch up, talk again, update each other, signals you'd like future interaction.
Keeps the connection alive, potentially.
So, yeah, a good ending is just as memorable as a good beginning.
Right? Absolutely. It completes the interaction positively and makes future conversations more likely.
So, wow, we've just journeyed through 100 real English phrases, a whole toolkit for starting, continuing, and yes, ending small talk naturally.
It's a lot, but hopefully it feels like a practical set of tools for engaging with people more easily.
Yeah, engaging with more confidence.
And we really want to reiterate that core message. These phrases, they're powerful tools. They genuinely build confidence, they improve fluency, and they make everyday English feel, well, less intimidating.
Moves you towards more natural, authentic communication.
Exactly.
Now, here's some actionable advice for you, the listener. Please don't try to memorize all 100 at once.
Oh, God, no. That would be overwhelming.
Totally counterproductive. Instead, maybe just choose 5. 5 that resonate with you to start with.
Yeah, 5 sounds manageable.
And then try to integrate them. Use them in real conversations. Or, hey, even practice in the mirror first, if that helps build comfort.
Yeah.
The goal is natural use, not perfect recitation.
It's about making them your own.
So, stepping back a bit, beyond just language fluency, what does this all really mean for you?
Well, it's a provocative thought, maybe. But perhaps small talk, when you get down to it, is less about mastering perfect English grammar.
Right.
And more about unlocking that fundamental, universal human desire we all have. The desire to connect, to find common ground with others, to navigate our social worlds with a bit more grace, and importantly, with genuine interest in the people around us, regardless of the language we happen to be speaking.
It's a bridge builder.
It really is. At its heart, it's about connection.
So consider how these tools, these phrases, these approaches, how they can transform not just your English, but your ability to genuinely engage with the world around you. One interesting, authentic conversation at a time.